Adobe Illustrator 2014 release, Classroom in a Book, Chapter 5, Part C. Drawing a series of curves with the pen tool. Okay, we've experimented with drawing some curves, so now we're going to do a shape that contains several continuous curves. So we're going to move to Artboard 4. Oop, double click Artboard 4. There we go. And this is what you're going to do is you're going to do some practice, and we're going to let's see, zoom in on the top half of the artboard first. So let's get the hold down your control or command key and your space bar. You will get your zoom tool. Click in on this a couple of times so that you can see what in the world you're doing with it. Bring it in nice and large so that you actually have a good view of it. And we're going to click on the pen tool to select that. And starting with the blue start square, click somewhere in there and drag, hold and drag straight up. That's stop at the gold dot. That's setting the direction of your curve. Now, position the pointer over the black dot and click and drag down to the gold dot. Now we're going on a little bit of an angle this time, which is going to draw your curve a little bit different. You're not going perfectly straight down, but you can adjust the arch a little bit. Maybe if you've drawn too far, maybe look at mine isn't quite going all the way down, but you're following that line. Okay, release the mouse button. Now if the path that you draw isn't exact, you can correct the line later with the direct selection tool after you finish drawing it. Now again, we're going to click and we're going to drag up and try and get that line to stay somewhere within that gray line. I'm drawing, see, it's a little bit off to the side. It's not perfectly straight up and down. Okay, again, notice I've got a nice curve going here, and I'm going to click on the black box and I'm going to drag, and I can pretty much control the direction that I'm going and how far it's going by how far and what direction I'm dragging. And remember, you're holding your mouse button as you drag. And let go when you've got it where you think you're right. You can undo. Now, if I didn't, let me do this. I'll drag this. Oh, I don't like that. I did that wrong. I can do a Control Z or go to Edit, Undo Pen, and I'm back to the previous point that I did, and I can continue to draw. Now there I just accidentally clicked twice. So rather than go to Edit, Undo, I'm going to use the shortcut, which is Control Z, and gives me back my Bezier curve. Control Z again, it set me back twice. I can now click. Whoa, that was no good. Control Z, Z, Control Z again, click and drag in one smooth move. I'm good. Click at the end, drag down to get my curve the way I want it, and I have to go a little bit crooked here to get it to go in the direction that I'm looking for, and release. I want to end this, so oh my goodness, what did I do? Control Z again, and now I can hold down my control key, which gives me temporarily changes me over to my direct selection tool. I can click off to the side and tell it to end. I'm looking at this. I'm not happy with the way this came out, so I can pick up my control handles and do this. Maybe this is the one I need to make a change to, and I can click on any of the control handles and I can make my alterations to that. Very easy to change. So now that we've got the path worked through, I'm going to go back up to the top or to the bottom now and do some more practice with this. Here it is, more practice. We can draw it all over again. Click and drag in the direction we want to go. Click and drag in the direction we want this to go. Click and drag. click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. You can spend as much time as you want to on this. Pause the video and just, keep practicing. And you can, redraw this section, go in and work with it over and over again until you're comfortable, or maybe just because you're enjoying it and you like doing this. It's not difficult once you get used to it. It takes a little bit of practice. So this is your practice time. You can work with this as much as you want to, until you're comfortable with it. You can nitpick this all day, or you can say, hey, I've got enough of this, and I'm happy with what I've done, and I can move on. So whenever you're ready to move on from this, uh, go up into File and Save, or stop the video here and practice until you're happy with what you've got. If you're moving on, you're going to go to Artboard 5. Double click on the 5. Now, we're going to try to figure out here how to go from making these lovely curves to making these things with a point. So we're going to convert smooth paths to corner paths. Okay, we're going to zoom in to the top board. You've got lovely instructions here. We're on page 150 in the book, and we can see that path that we're going to be tracing. And if you want to zoom in a little bit closer, go for it. It's good. Pick up your pen tool. You can use the shortcut, which is the letter P on your keyboard. And make sure again you have no fill and you have a black outline 1 point. Now, this is not as hard as it seems when you first stare at this. I know it looks a little intimidating, but it really isn't that bad. Now, we are going to start with the pen tool. We want to drag straight up on this, so we go to click and hold your shift key down and drag straight up. That's going to constrain it. So you're going to go directly straight up. We're going to click again. You can hold your shift key to hold that down, and you're going to drag straight down. Lovely. Now what do? You hold your mouse button down, release your shift key, and this time you're going to hold down, well, actually, we're going to leave this right now and we'll talk a little bit about it. We want the curve to switch directions. You can release your mouse button. You don't have to sit there with it. We don't want those to go this way. We want it to go the other direction. So now you're going to press your Alt key down, and with this, grab that direction line and swing it up to where it matches the gold dot, or where it's matches up with the line, the direction line going in the other direction. Okay, now you've got your pointer converting back when you release your Alt button, or Option if you're on the Mac, and you're going to click in the next block again, and you're going to drag down. Guess what we're going to do? This time, don't release. Oh, I messed up somewhere. Let me Control Z, so I'm back here. Let me drag down. Oh my goodness, I really messed up. My computer glitched, and so let me pick up here, and I've got my caret key there. Let me draw. Oh, I have to hold this, and I'm going to hold my Alt button down and drag up. And now that set my direction. I'm going to click over here again, and I'm going to pull down. This time, instead of releasing everything, and I'm still holding my mouse button down, okay? But when I get to where I want to drag, I'm going to now hold down my Alt key. It eliminates a step, and I'm going to flip this around and pull up to the top. And now I can release my mouse button. And now when I get my, when I release the Alt button and the mouse button together, I get my rubber band back, and I can do this all over again. So I'm going to click and hold, drag straight down, press my Alt button, rotate this straight up, release the Alt button and the mouse, and now I can click again, drag straight down, hold down my Alt button, drag around to go up, release both, drag, go to the end, and drag down, and Alt button, Control key, click to the side, and I've got all my little bumpy line. Okay, so you can do either way, but this is continuous without having to release everything and release the mouse button, pick it back up again. So now move on down, scroll on down to practice. You're going to do the same thing again. Click, drag up. You can use your Shift key to hold it straight. Okay, get your rubber band, click, drag, hold your Shift key, drag straight down. Matt, you're going to get a slightly different line than what you had before, or you can you can release it. You can go whichever way you want with it. We're just trying to get this going. If I release this, remember I have to pick up with my Alt button and drag this around to go straight up again. Then I can click and drag straight down, or I can just go straight to the Alt button option on the Mac, rotate around, release the mouse, release the option. Click, drag straight down, hold down your Alt button, rotate around, release the mouse, release the Alt, click and drag. You want to do it the other way again, release your mouse, click on the Alt button, drag it around to the top. That sets the point going in the other direction. Click and drag straight down. You're good. Hold your Control key down. Click to the side. You're good. Practice this as often as you would like.